Greetings and welcome, folks. I'm Wrath, and this is Hellion, version 0.1.7, and this is a quick start guide. This is an abridged version of my original video, so it is very quick and to the point. So I'm going to gloss over stuff, but if you want a more in-depth look at everything that you should be doing at the beginning of your start in order to get the best possible conditions and to keep yourself safe, then please refer to my longer video on the topic, which I will link in the description. So you start off in this life pod, and you can use this one to bring in a friend if you want, but you pretty much start off with a fairly random assortment of supplies. So you'll want to quickly take stock of what you have in your system, because it's randomized, so you never know. I mean, you will get that, you will get this med pack there, and you will get 2 suits here, but that's the only guarantees. So here you have your life support systems. For quick start purposes, we're going to leave these off because right now we don't need them. And again, we're going to check this real quick and see what we've got. Not much, but a couple of good items there. Alright, and we're going to check our power. We need to turn on our solar panels. We need to turn on our capacitor. That's going to keep us alive and keep the power running in here to power all of our systems. So first things first, get your suit on. These are basic pressure suits. They're not meant for long EVAs. They're meant purely for emergencies or for moving from one pressurized environment to another. So open your helmet back up. And you always get 2 of them in case you bring a friend over. So the first thing you have to do is you have to get out of here, because several objects spawn in orbit around you, and you'll see you have 0G here, but this isn't an airlock, it's just a docking port. So you can go out this way, but if you do, you have to blast out the environment with you. So we're going to close our helmet, open up this manual release panel, hold shift and pull it. Holding shift keeps us from getting sucked out. So we're going to hit T to turn on our RCS. We're going to shut this door behind us, and you will drift, so be careful. All right, and again, shift will also hold you in place. So we're going to force the door shut again. Close this. I said close that. Thank you. All right, and now we're going to hit K, and we're going to find the module around our ship here. That is right there. So it's down there in the distance. You can't really see it because of the sun, but trust me, it's there. Alright, and so you WAS and D control forward, backwards, and side to side thrusting. Oh god, that sun is blinding. We're more or less going in the right direction. That's what that little indicator down in the bottom is that I'm basically lined up with it and I'm thrusting towards it. But I can't see it because I'm about to run into it. Oh, back off, 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 slow down. Okay, ooh, probably just hurt myself there. Alright, so this is the module that is a docking port. Do not waste time with this thing, alright? A lot of people will spend a whole bunch of time trying to dock this to their station. Don't bother, okay? The reason I say don't bother is that you can only bring one with you. So we're going to depressurize this airlock here. You can only bring the airlock or the life pod with you when you leave this place. Alright, because your ship can only tow one. So this airlock is mostly useless. Alright, it may have a few things that have spawned inside of it that you can take, but for the most part, it's not worth the effort. So what you want to do is simply get in, open this outer door, get in here, and every second counts with these pressure suits, because since they're not made for long space-time, they don't have a lot of air. They have maybe 5-10 minutes of air at best. So you will run, I mean, like, look at that time that we spent has already chewed up 25% of the air in this suit just from that short little jaunt in space. So you get very, very little time. There are actually specialized EVA suits, and that's what we're actually checking this thing for right now, because we want that. Alright, so pressure's good. We're going to take our helmet off and open the door. Alright, so, okay. But we're just going to raid this thing for whatever we can get. And since it's not attached to anything, it has no gravity, so we don't really care. And that is, open that up. Empty, so nothing there of any value. Empty. And pressure suit helmet, we'll take that. The other suit we don't really need, so we're not going to take it. And actually we're going to put this back for a second because we're going to take some parts. So put that back. The pressure suit has some advantages and some disadvantages, and should really not be your go-to suit. It should be your... okay, that's... neither of those parts are any good, so we're going to leave this here. And we're just going to take the helmet, and we're going to get out of here. Alright, because there's nothing else of value in here. So we're going to take this helmet, because that'll get us part of an EVA suit. And we're just going to... vent this thing. Okay, since it won't let us vent from this side, we'll vent from the other side. Because we honestly don't care. Again, this module is not worth us wasting a lot of time on. So we're just going to open this up. Going to close our helmet. Going to lock on and vent. Alright, now that it's vented, we're going to look for our ship. And where is it? Where is it? Hit K, hold shift to stabilize. Arrow down. Okay, so there's a ship right... that's the one we're looking for, right there. This is the actual ship that we're going to be using. So, don't bother with that. There was one thing on there that I wanted to grab, but since we've got the helmet, we'll have to come back for it. And that is the resource injector. Very important part, and we're going to need it, so we're going to take it off of that module because that module doesn't need it. You could leave it in case you come back for that module, because once you take the resource injector out, the ship's RCS doesn't work. So you could reasonably leave it there in the hopes of coming back for that, but I generally I'm a bit of a jerk like that. Okay, so we're gonna have a little bit of a problem here. We're gonna let go of the helmet with G. Let go. Lock onto this. Oh, interact. Interact, dang it. We're low on air. Depressurize. And we're going to grab our helmet back. Oh, we're flipping around here. I'm really bad at the EVA. I'm great at flying ships, but not great at the EVA. So we're going to watch for the pressure to go down. Okay, 2, 1, 0. Come on, 0. Okay. And then we can hit this door button here. Now, if you don't have anything in your hands, you can just do it from the other panel, because you can interact with the other panel without, if you don't have anything in your hands. But this one, you have to see, because like I can say, close door, pressurize, and then I can open up the interior door, all from one shot. So again, you're going to abandon that other module because it's not worth your time. Okay, once this is up to 0.4, you want to go ahead and open this up. Now, you want to conserve every resource that you can whenever you can. So like, once the pressure's high enough that you can breathe, open your mask, because you don't need to waste the air. Alright, and we're going to wait for this to trigger, and you'll hear it thunk when it's done. Alright. Alright. So that's all good. We're going to open this up, and this is probably going to have one suit or part of a suit, or, ooh, 2 whole suits. We're going to put that helmet up there. Alright, that'll give us space. We've got, take quick stock of whatever you have, okay? So, a few parts. And like with the other thing, we're going to shut all of this down so that the parts don't run down, and so that it doesn't use up our nitrogen or our oxygen. So we're shutting those off so that it's not producing any more air. We're going to take quick stock of this, and it says one item has low hit points, which is one of the catalysts. Okay, so we are shutting that off to preserve the parts there and to preserve the fuel. And we're going to open up our solar panels and turn on our capacitor. You always want to do this because you only need that warp drive, that reactor, for when you're warping. Any other time, it is not of any use. Alright, so keep that in mind, that you don't need it unless you've actually got your, and so the reactor's cooling down, reactor's offline. This should be going up by 100. What is drawing additional power? Lights. Okay, so we're going to cut the lights off. Okay, so now it's going up by 100. Alright, so that's going there. Okay, all of those parts look good. We have and like I said, we're just checking all of the parts because we want to make sure that everything's in good working order. It is. So this ship is actually a jewel for us. And we're going to run downstairs and check spare parts, because if we've got a spare catalyst, we're going to replace the broken one. Or the worn out one. Alright, this is your cargo bay. All of these have spare parts in them. But just really quick, we're going to check. Ooh, we have an extra one of those. That's huge. Even if it's in bad condition, that's a huge thing to have. Let's see if we have any catalysts. We do have one. What's its condition? Oh, that's good. That's really nice. So we're going to go ahead and take that. We're going to close this back up. Let's put that in our pocket for the moment. And while we're down here, we're going to recharge our jetpack here. We're going to give it some oxygen right out of our air generator, just to make sure that we've got plenty. So that way we've got a full set of air in case we need it. Let's check. Oh, we have 2 drills, 2 cans, and a whole bunch. Okay, this ship is nice and decked out. It's better than the last one that I had. So we are in a good way. And a little bit of lag here as it decides to run the elevator up. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and take that part that we grabbed. And I think it's this one that's bad. Yep, that was the bad one. So we're going to put the good one in here. And as you can see, 87, 70, 78, 90, and 77. So those parts will last us a while. We've got about a quarter of a tank of gas, which is actually a different thing. But since it's offline, none of this stuff is going to wear down while we're doing this. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is we're going to go and get into what I like to call caboose mode. Alright, we're going to dock onto our life pod. Let's see if we can see it from here. There. So right up there, we're going to dock onto that guy so that we can, and we're going to use our grappling claw, which is actually at the back of the ship. So it's going to be, this thing's going to become basically the caboose on our little mobile home here. And then we can go after like the derelicts. So we're going to go into the docking camera. You're going to hit R to select. On the left side here, you see it's got port 1. That used to be called the grappling claw, but it's now called port 1 for whatever reason. And it's selected onto port A, which is on the right side here. It says port A, standard docking port A of the ship, which is our station. So we're going to use our mouse to turn our vessel. And I think we're actually turning in the wrong direction, so we're going to redirect this here. Oh, there it is, there it is. Hold shift. Your left shift button will actually help you to nullify things like your rotation. So whether you're turning the direction your ship is facing or if you're rolling it. this will, holding left shift will kill that roll for you, so that you don't have to worry about, see, like I'm going to do it right here. So a little overdid it on the roll, but still, basic idea is sound. Okay, so we're going to turn our, because we're actually flying backwards at this point, and I'm getting a little bit of lag. Come on, turn. Need to have a keyboard command for the rotation commands, because doing it with your mouse is really kind of janky. Yeah, say we're experiencing lag. I think I'm actually going to get kicked out of the server here because we're flying on by. Okay. Alright, we're going to try and stop this. Okay. Stop it. Oh, no. Okay. We're freaking out. More is less. Less is more. The lag is killing us here. Laggity lag. Come on. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. We're gonna try to move in just close enough that we can match speed here and then turn around. But the lag is officially killing us all over the place here. This means that I've spawned into an area that has way too many garbage units in it. And we probably are going to end up having to do a lot of... Okay, so we're going to match velocity. Match. And you do this by double-clicking shift. Big pain in the butt here. If it will do it, great. If not, we're screwed. Match speed. Since it is an alpha game, you know, expect stuff. You're gonna get some janky stuff here and there. It is what it is. Come on, match velocity. Come on. Match. Match velocity. Come on. Okay, we're gonna roll this around. 2 1000, 3 1000, 4. Match velocity. There we go. Okay. So we matched velocity. We're going to hit Tab, Alt. That will bring us so that we can look and go into our docking. And we're going to, again, turn ever so slightly. Okay, so it's around here somewhere. Why I can't see it, I don't know. And we're getting more lag, which is really, really horrendous. I absolutely hate the lag in this game. Okay, oh, there it is. It's just to our right. Alright. And there we go. So we're pretty well lined up with it. So we're just gonna angle this and gonna back right into it. And when you get into these docking cameras, your ship's thrusters all reorient to the visual that you're looking through, so they'll fire based on that orientation, not on your ship's primary orientation. So you want to do these relatively, I mean, like we've been recording for about 20 minutes. We're probably going to go to about 25 here. And this is, like I said, just a short, sweet, get it done. Don't faff around or anything. Just straight in, straight out. Like I said, we abandoned the one module because we don't need it. We're hooking onto this one because we're going to take it with us. And from here, we're going to go out and have our adventures. Now, the first thing that I always recommend, even though we're having horrible lag, is I always recommend to go after the 2 derelicts that spawn within proximity to you, usually about 3 and 9 kilometers out, because they have additional supplies that you're going to need and want. But we're going to cover that in a separate video, and I'll probably have my friend Darkenclaw join us on that as I get going. And you can usually find the remaining parts that you need, or at least close to the remaining parts you need, for a full EVA suit in one or more of those. And we just bounced off? What the hell? Why did... Okay, there we go. We just locked on. There we go. So we have docked on, and that's going to be the end of it. So now that we're hooked on, we are free and clear to warp off to wherever we'd like to go. And I will cover warping in another video, and I will do another video on maneuvering your ship in close proximity, or just using your RCS. But we will cover that in another video. This has been my short guide on getting a quick and good start in Hellion version 0.1.7. Thank you, and have a good one. If you like this, please subscribe and leave a like for me. And if you want a more in-depth guide to what to do, I did do on a previous Fresh Start, I did a longer video. It's about an hour or so, that goes through much more of the details, so please, that will be listed in the description, so please take a look at that if you want, if you're looking for more details. Until next time, I'm Wrath. Have a good one.